With more, Alyssa.
Darren and Ann, good evening. Yes, over 30 kids from the Middle East and the United States have gathered here this evening on the New Haven Green to paint a 48-foot billboard dedicated to refugees. These kids are part of Jerusalem Peace Builders, arts and culture of the city of New Haven, as well as members from local churches, mosques, and synagogues. Now, this billboard will read when it's finished, "We welcome refugees," and it will be able to be seen in West Haven along the southbound side of 95 as early as tomorrow. We are live on the New Haven Green. Alyssa Taglia, News 8.
Hurricane season, and do you and your family have a plan in case of a natural disaster? Make sure you include your pet. Joining us, we have Richard and Vicky from Bark Suite. He's a big boy, actually. Look at the size of those paws. So anyway, yeah, we're in the midst of hurricane season. So what should people know about having an emergency kit in place? You know, we think about water and food that we would need. What about our pets?
So just as we have an emergency, and show it to authorities.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And you also want to think about what are you going to do if you have to stay in your home? What should you do with your dog? You should take him to wherever you're going. If you have to go into the basement, you take him into the basement with you. You make sure you have a collar on him so that you make sure...
To rescue, they know where to go to find the dog.
Yeah, one of the most frustrating things I've seen as a meteorologist, I've covered many, many hurricanes, and especially down in Florida, you hear of people tying their dogs up to trees and hoping they're going to fend for themselves. It couldn't be one of the worst ideas. I mean, it's a horrible idea. So wherever you go, take your pets with you.
Right. And if you are in your home with your pet, even after the hurricane or the disaster, you want to make sure you take your dog out on leash so that he gets used to the environment, because the surroundings may be very different and that may panic him.
You know.
So taking him out on leash and making sure that you make sure that it's a safe introduction back into the real world.
Yeah, I mean, it can be very difficult. I went through Hurricane Matthew where my entire neighborhood was completely flooded. So having to even walk the dog in floodwaters, you know, it had to happen. You had to find a little bit of dry land for them to do their business. So, yeah, it's always good to have an emergency plan in place before anything happens. And of course, anytime there is inclement weather, including natural disasters like hurricanes, of course, we'll always keep you updated.
For the very first time.
What they don't know today is many of those teachers will impact them over the next 180 days more than they even know. One teacher like that for me was my second grade teacher at Westwoods Elementary School in Hamden.
It is so good to see you. You were such a great teacher. You could call it a reunion, or at least a nice walk down memory lane on what's still the blue carpet of Westwoods Elementary School in Hamden with my former second grade teacher, Nick Starno. I still remember the firm ground rules he set about that very carpet.
And when we walked out that door, onto the blue carpet, I say, okay, we are going by other children. They're going to be working. They don't need noise to distract them, so we will not talk.
We visited Maple, the forest theme.
Children used to bring their hats and coats and lunch bags.
It's nice to see change, but comforting to see a lot is the same.
This was the reading book that we did.
It's likely the nerves students feel during the first week of school are the same too.
I remember you being a very kind teacher and easy on the first day of school, you know, just making the kids feel comfortable.
I think the children have to realize it.
But now gets to have fun seeing what his students become.
I remember you being quiet. You were a good student. You're a good student.
That's good to hear.
She was a good student, okay? And you can see that she was a good student because look what she's become.
He had as much fun as I did, flipping through our old yearbook, remembering the class that year, and the good times yet to come for students and teachers today.
They were like family, so to see them grow and to see, you know, what they became many years later was so rewarding.
Is mostly retired. He still tutors sometimes over at the school, but so nice. You know, and he mentioned that I was so quiet and shy at that age. It's true. There are so many kids going to school today who are nervous, and so many great teachers out there who just bring you in, and he was one of those.
Quiet and shy no more.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then look what happened.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
That was a great story, Hutch. All right.